Hi guys, it's Angie from Yafictionfreaks. I'm here today to do a book review for you on a book that I don't have with me. I actually got it from the library and I had to take it back. I finished it last week and it had to go back on Tuesday and I didn't have time to get my review done. So, uh, it's called Magyk and it's the Septimus Heap series. There are 5 books in the series. And the first one is Magic, second is Flight, third is Physique, the fourth is Quest, and the fifth is Siren. And then there is a full color supplement to the series called The Magical Papers. The last book came out last year, and The Magical Papers came out in June of last year. And I'm doing the review of Magic. I loved it. I give it 5 stars. And I think all of the books are going to be that, the whole series, but I'm on like chapter 27 of Flight. I'm listening to it. I got them on CD. And Hannah borrowed them from my sister, and then she bought Siren and she bought the Magical Papers. But the first 4 books she borrowed from her and read, and she loved them. It reminds me of Harry Potter in the sense that it's good versus evil. You've got the wizards, there's witches, and there's a lot of different type of creatures, which kind of Hagrid had all of them. And then there's just a lot of rich characters in it, a lot of adventure, which Harry's always going on adventures, and there's some humor to it too, which you have in Harry Potter. So it does remind you of it, but it's a completely different world, different type setting. Harry Potter's based in Hogwarts. It's the school, and this there's a castle, but it's not a school. Um, so it does remind you of it, but it doesn't. No way do I feel like I'm reading Harry Potter. Um, the characters are just so neat, and I really like it. I've even taken it in to work and listened to it because I didn't want to wait until after, because I have an hour drive, so I listen all the way in, and then I can listen home. But I've been taking it in, and throughout the day at work when I can, I listen to it. So I really like it. It is in like the juvenile section because the kids, it happens on their sister's 10th birthday is kind of where the story starts. Um, well, it get there's a little bit before that, but then when the chapters go into it, it's getting into where she's turning 10 years old, and that's when things start happening. So it's and there is right off the bat, there's kind of like this surprise. And so I was talking to my daughter and I'm like, wait a minute, how is this? And then I said, well, I read it a little farther. She's like, keep reading it. So I go on a little farther and I'm like, okay, well, this is what I think, but don't tell me. Um, and she's just sitting there grinning at me because she's read them all. She knows what's going on. But Warner Brothers acquired the rights to Magic last year. So it is going to be a movie. And something I was reading on the internet said that they're possibly going to do this movie and make it animated. But then somebody interviewed Angie Sage and she said, no, it's not going to be animated. It's going to be a full length regular movie, which I think would be really cool. Harry Potter is getting ready to end next year. We've got the movie in the fall, the first half of the last book, and then next year we'll get the last half, and then it's kind of sad because it's kind of, over, which what's going, but to see the book come to life on the screen is always cool for me. So now that I've read this book, I'm excited to see it come to life. And so I think that would be cool if they would do all 5 books. I think it'd be neat. And then in one something that they do in the book. It was explaining online a little bit about Angie and how she come up with this, and she's based it on some history of, you know, things from her childhood, I guess, and past. But it says that there's a character in her book who has a boat called the Muriel, and Angie actually has a boat, and it's called Muriel. So I thought that was kind of neat. Um, but I definitely recommend that you read this book. I think people will love it. I know Gina I think she said she's on Quest. She had read the other ones earlier, and then she's got back to listening to them or reading them. And so she's been talking to Hannah a little bit about them, and she liked them because she's the one that let Hannah borrow them. So um, I definitely recommend that you read this book. And I think it will remind you of Harry Potter, but I don't think it'll make you feel like you're in the same world. So that's it for now. I hope you'll read it and enjoy it, and let us know what you think. If you have read it, um, let us know if you liked it. And if you haven't, then go out and get it when you get a chance, and let us know how you liked it. Okay, that's it for now, guys. Happy reading!